Hello and welcome to Throttle Up. This is the first look at the newly launched Maruti Suzuki Fronx, which is a Baleno based crossover. Although it looks more like the Grand Vitara from the front, it is recently launched in the Auto Expo 2023 in Greater Noida. You can also check out this car in the Nexa showrooms very soon enough because the bookings are now open for the newly launched Fronx and also the Jimny. This Fronx is one design which I really absolutely love coming from the Maruti Suzuki stables. It is so good to look at from the exteriors. It has really blown my mind away. The name of the car, however, is strange because it's kind of difficult to pronounce for most of the people because some of them were still not able to even to understand that word, and many people were actually asking themselves at the reveal that what word. So that was kind of strange. Now for the front you get a very Grand Vitara like design, which is really nice. For the grille you get black plastic grille, which is very Maruti Suzuki typical design for the grills, with the Suzuki logo housed right in the center, and this gunmetal shade of sorts for the grill, the plate which is running across the Suzuki logo and the borders of those grill. It also gets a front parking camera which is positioned right below the Suzuki logo. For the skid plate, you get a red piping kind of like design with a silver finish, which really goes with the paint job of this car specifically. For the DRLs, you get a typical Grand Vitara like design with these three elements, and these are one is the projector setup, and you get indicators and the high beam lamp housed in this area. It is very nice to look at. It is curvaceous, it is still sharp. I just like how they have done the front profile. It is very attractive and very unique for a crossover and a hatchback of sorts at this price point. The price would be roughly around 10 lakhs. I expect to start it at around 8 and then go till 12.5. Now as for the side profile, I really like this black body cladding that they have done with this skid plate kind of design for the black cladding as well. This is the R16 wheel size, which is an alloy wheel, machined, diamond cut, and all of that, all of those things. Now you get the ORVM on the not on the A pillar, but it's a floating treatment just like we get in the Honda City, with the indicators placed on the outside rear mirror as well. Now coming to the rear blows my mind away. It is hands down one of the best rear profiles I've seen in a Maruti Suzuki car. Hands down. I really like this design. You get a Porsche slash Jeep slash Hyundai inspired design with this connected tail lamp, which looks absolutely stunning and very sleek. Look at this very wide yet very proportioned rear profile, which gives it a very sportier stance. Now as for the features, you get a rear defogger, a rear wiper, a rear washer, and a connected, a very long spoiler design. The stop lamp is in the center, but you get the red piping treatment in the integrated spoiler, which gives it a very long appeal. Now the connected tail lamp, as you can see, is right there, housed just below the Suzuki logo. This is the apostrophe kind of design that they have also done in the Grand Vitara and even the new Baleno to some extent. You get the smart hybrid badging and the Suzuki badging on the tailgate, and the Fronx badging on the left hand side, as you can see right there. That's the rear parking camera, those are the rear parking sensors, and that's the again similar treatment which you also saw in the side profile and the front profile with this red kind of design. It also get these gloss black design elements on the overhangs, which again add to the contrast with this red color. The rear exhaust is at the bottom, no fake exhaust treatment, which is a really nice thing to do. They have not given any fake exhaust treatment to give it a faux sportier design. Same design element also goes at the bottom of those doors with these matte black plastic with the red piping treatment. Now as for the cuts, just look at the dual treatment, the dual tone treatment, and the fake roof rails to give it a sportier stance. They have actually done it nicely so that it neither feels over designed, neither does it feel that they have actually cut costs or not designed it really well. So good job on the design front for the exteriors. Now heading to the boot of the car. No. The boot space is 308 liters, which is pretty average, not class leading or even not on the lower side. Now the boot, when I open it, it feels really heavy, which is kind of unlike Maruti and that was actually a pleasant surprise to me. Now you get a 60/40 split for the rear seat and an illumination for the boot as well, so that's nice. You get a parcel tray as well. The loading lip, I felt that it's a bit on the higher side, so that might just add to a bit of inconvenience when you are actually loading heavy stuff into the boot. Now for the doors, same story. The doors are still on the lighter side, which is kind of a disappointment. Now you get a completely plastic treatment. This is leather, which would be on the Alpha variant only, I think the topmost variant. Other than that, the complete door pads are plastic. Now coming to the rear seat experience, this is how the dashboard looks like, which obviously is almost the same as the new Baleno and the Brezza. As for the comfort, the legroom is okay. The thigh support is bit on the lower side. The actually backrest is kind of upright. You do not get any center armrest, which is kind of a disappointment. You get 3 adjustable headrests, however, so that's nice. Grab handles go softly up and down, so that's nice. AC vents are exactly of the same treatment. The design treatment is like of the Brezza and the Baleno, which is, I don't appreciate that design, which feels very bland. You get 2 sockets, one is USB and one is Type C. No magazine holders on either sides. The back of the co-driver side, the driver side, there is no magazine holder. So that was for the rear seat experience in the newly launched Fronx. As for the driver sides, this is the design of the door pad, which is almost completely plastic, but only the door armrest is faux leather. This red that you see on the door is still plastic nonetheless. The controls are for the windows, the ORVM adjust, the door lock and unlock, and obviously to open and close the doors. The bottle holder is of the average size. You do not get any auto adjustment for the driver's side seat. It's all completely manual. As for the pedals, you get a small dead pedal with the 3 pedals, since this is the manual transmission. You get traction control on off, 360 pan camera, auto start stop enabler, headlight lever, and engine start stop button with the MID controls, or not the MID, the HUD controls as well on the right side. The doors still feel on the lighter side when you close them. Now for the steering wheel, the left controls are for infotainment, the right are for the cruise control, and the bottom left that you see are for the call buttons. You do get the steering wheel in the leather finish. For the instrument cluster, you get the left for the tachometer, right for the speedometer, and this very similar typical Maruti MID with these 2 very gaudy sticks to control that MID. The dashboard is again almost the same. The center console, the touchscreen, the AC vents, the AC unit is completely picked up from the new Baleno. It feels exactly the same. You get a 12-volt socket, a USB socket at the front with 2 cup holders, no wireless charger, a manual gear knob, and a manual handbrake. So there's obviously no electric handbrake being offered in this car. The center console armrest is very thin, at best suitable for one person to keep their hands, but it's very thin. I'm not impressed by the center console armrest, honestly. For the steering wheel, you get tilt and telescopic adjust, so that's nice. But I think it would be restricted to the topmost alpha variant. Now, as for the ergonomics and the dashboard design overall, the dashboard completely is hard plastic, but it uses different colors and different elements to give it a really sportier and a nice look. It is finished in 3 colors, a maroonish red, a silver treatment, and the dashboard is black. Now you get an auto adjustable IRVM with these 2 yellow cabin lamps. You get sun visor and lamp on the co-driver, and the same for the driver side seat, so that's really nice. You do not get any sunroof in this car. You get adjustable headrest and a decent enough bolstering for the seats. They are okay to be seated in, decently comfortable, not something to write home about, but yes, they are okay. Now overall, the engine options which would primarily be available is a 1.2 liter naturally aspirated petrol and a 1.2 turbo petrol engine. There will be no diesel engine options because no Maruti car is offering a diesel engine now. The transmissions would be manual and automatic both. We don't expect an EV to be launched for Fronx right now, but yes, the bookings are open. You can check out the dimensions and the other features of this car. In conclusion, Fronx makes for a really good proposition sitting right between the Baleno and the Grand Vitara. Although I'm still kind of confused whether this was a gap that needs to be fulfilled, because if this car is priced comparatively, it would end up cannibalizing Baleno's sales. And Baleno being an absolute hit in the Indian market, it would actually be interesting to see how Maruti positions its product so that every product of theirs has their own market and their own niche and none of them is cannibalizing each other's sales. So that was my take on the newly launched Maruti Suzuki Fronx. It's an absolute home run in terms of the design, and although Jimny took most of the limelight during the Auto Expo in the Maruti Suzuki Pavilion, but this Fronx is that underdog which will definitely perform very well in the Indian markets if priced comparatively. Subscribe to Throttle Up for more such content and reviews of the newly launched cars in the Auto Expo 2023. Please like and leave a comment on this video so it reaches to more people. And obviously keep watching Throttle Up.